Bitcoin then, now, same. When banana, same. Keeps showing the banana. We started in the banana in September last year. We've given the phase of the banana, but nobody listens because they want to cherry pick everything on Twitter. It's very frustrating. I'm trying to help everybody. And yes, most tokens will go up, will come into the alt season. So when you say when banana, it's like, how much more can I help you? We told you here that this was the low. We said here it was going to correct. We said here this was the low. We doubled up everything, all our positions, because it's the same for NASDAQ. We bought call options in Robinhood, Tesla, Coinbase, added SUI, we added everything. Is this going to be perfect, or is it going to do this and then this and then this and then this? Yes, it'll do the latter. Like it did this almost perfect, and this wasn't perfect, and then this. Is it going up to the right? Yes. Is it likely to fall apart with a 90% correlation going on? No. So it'll be okay. Will it deviate? Will it fail over time? Yes. Will we give you other things that matter? Yes. This matters the most right now.
The banana zone breakout that was predicted months ago is beginning to unfold, and many are anticipating the bullish momentum for Bitcoin and crypto as we continue to see more all-time highs. As this momentum is building, the institutions are quietly positioning themselves, and Raoul Pal says everything is about to change. Bitcoin is currently sitting just over $109,000, up over 6% just this week. With the next bull market, and with crypto and technology being the biggest investments this year, Raoul Pal says that he's remaining bullish on digital assets. The former Goldman Sachs executive gives a portfolio update. He says the next phase of the crypto cycle is critical, and why in 2025 we'll see massive capital pouring into the space. With major pension funds and institutional investors on board for the coming cycle, Raoul Pal predicts that crypto is on track to be a $10 trillion digital asset class. Pal says that this cycle will separate itself from its predecessors, as devalued fiat currencies will push more adoption into the crypto market and bring in more capital than we've ever seen before. Let's get right into the latest interview with Raoul Pal, as he gives his market prediction for the days and weeks ahead. Drop your comments down below and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here.
Trump came in, the markets reacted, same fear about tariffs, same thing, the dollar went up, everything else, and the same thing happened this time around. I mean, people are people. And what happened is the dollar ripped in the back end of 2016. It ripped in the back end of 2024. The dollar ripping is a tightening of financial conditions that play through markets and the economy 3 months later, which is why we had the correction in the first quarter. We showed you all of this as part of the M2 thing. Anyway, we said it at the time. We've been tracking this before the dollar topped out and said, he's going to go for a weak dollar. They said they want a weak dollar. The dollar's been weak. It's been an extraordinary weakness. Now, this is not some structural, ever-ending weakness. That'll come at some point when we change the rules of the game. Right now, cyclical weakness being pushed by Trump and Bessent, and it will continue to do so. And that is an amazing tailwind for markets and risk. Global M2 year on year versus Bitcoin goes back a long period of time. It's stupid correlated. Global M2's ripping higher. Bitcoin should rip higher. Can't help you more than that. V-shaped recovery in equities continues. We called this, we said, hey, it looks just like 1998. What we're saying is correlation's 97%. It's like one of those events that doesn't matter to the stock market that drove the stock market lower, and now we're going to recover. And we should broadly follow this pattern for a while, and then we won't. Okay, and then we won't. But it will follow the M2 pattern, and then we won't. But it will follow global total liquidity ongoing. The debasement of currency is the driver of everything. You've got to understand that. So there we go. People are still short bloody stock markets. I don't get it. Everyone's so cynical. It's like this is the easiest trade in the world. This whole thing, this whole setup from the low has been literally one of the easiest trades in the world. It's been an easy trade. Basically, you could have owned Solana and a few tech stocks, which was basically my thesis. You've been fine. Now, not saying I'm infallible. I still own Church of the Smoking Chicken Fish, and which I still like and haven't sold any of it. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't care. It's a small allocation because I wanted fun and stuff. But overall, people are still cynical about what is going on because they're confusing their own political views, everything else, with what the driver is. 97% of the NASDAQ returns are all debasement of currency. 97%. That's the R squared. 97% is that. And so then it becomes down to which stock do you choose to best represent that to outperform it. And that's when we use relative charts and stuff like that. Okay. Business conditions starting to grow. Everyone got bearish because of Trump and then come back and it's all okay, which we said it would be. And then blah, 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 more, it's all okay. The Citibank Economic Surprises Index basically follows the dollar because that's where sales ebb and flow. That's the flow of the global economy. And the dollar weakened massively. And hey, what? Economies are going to do better, which is why Scott Bessent wants a weaker dollar. So does Donald Trump. So does everybody, because it works. It drives the global economy, because 87% of world trade is in dollars. Okay, ISM. ISM, the business cycle, super important. My whole framework built from the business cycle. I'm now actually more macro, longer term, but it gives you where you are. It's very important. Okay, the ISM has been for an extended period of time below 50, up and down. It's been dragging higher, but it's been slow. It's been slow because the dollar was high and rates have been high. Rates will come lower because Trump will force them lower. And the dollar is already falling fast. But we're starting to see the S&P version of the ISM starting to break higher. And we'll see the ISM come up. Okay, great. So the business cycle goes up. Here's the amalgamation of the two. Business cycle is slowly rising. Why does it matter? Because the business cycle is how you all feel, how your businesses feel. It's driven by the business cycle. This is interesting stuff because it also drives crypto and tells us how long the cycle is going to last.
Raoul says it's the fastest pace of adoption of any investable asset in all of human history. By the end of 2025, there will be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets. The pace of growth is hard to comprehend, and it will be the fastest accumulation of wealth we have ever seen. This is the conclusion of a career's worth of research. And every single chart and piece of research leads to the same conclusion. Liquidity drives everything, and crypto will be the best performing asset of them all. Raoul has been stressing to investors for months that all the factors are beginning to align right now, a period characterized by parabolic moves upwards in crypto prices.
ISM and crypto. Okay, so this confusing chart, you're spinning, getting your head around this. What the hell's going on here? There's a bunch of colors and things going up and down. Basically, here is every time the ISM peaks in purple. This is the ISM in this teal color. So it peaked. What happens to the market? Well, when the ISM peaks, eventually the recovery is when it comes across 50. When it comes across 50, confirmed, that's when markets get big moves. We haven't got there yet. So the big move part, the global business cycle, and there's going to be a bunch of you going, well, it's never going to happen. Trump tariffs. Can't you see there's wars everywhere? It will happen because all of the forward-looking indicators, the financial conditions that actually drive things, as opposed to your opinion, which drives nothing at all, will happen. Definitely, the business cycle will play out. Definitely, assets will get affected by it. Definitely, your pocket will be affected by it. And it will definitely play out in the end. That's all there is to say. In the end. The rest of it is your issue with time horizon, or my issue with time horizon, or whatever it is. Everything else is here. It's all in play. It's exactly as it should be. And okay, when banana, a question of all time is when banana. And I've showed you this chart, but you don't pay attention. Altcoins, are driven by ISM because it's driven by the risk curve, which means when people have more earnings, they go further out the risk curve, and then altcoins go. ISM is going higher. Altcoins, as a percentage of Bitcoin total market cap, will go higher. Bitcoin dominance will go lower. And that will be altcoin season. All of the people saying there's going to be an altcoin season. Will there be an altcoin season in your token? No. Well, there might be. You can lower that entire risk by saying, could I own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana? Will that work? Of course it'll work. It'll do fine. Will it be the best performing token? I don't know. I don't care. It's okay. Ethereum's amazing. Solana, incredible. Sui, amazing. Don't worry about it. These great layer ones, they'll do fine. Am I creating excess earnings? Am I growing? Most of the economy is not growing. Some parts are growing. GDP is growing from different reasons. But really, the average median business in America, median person's income, ain't changing right now. If you're running a restaurant or a shop or a services business, is it really happening for you right now? No. Is it okay? Just about. But your interest rates are high. So when interest rates come down, what we'll find is economic activity picks up, and then suddenly speculative activity picks up, and that changes the structure of market. It has always been so. The history of markets, I've got ISM and the Treasury survey before that, going back to about 1880. It's always been the same. Market returns are driven by the business cycle. So as the business cycle goes up, market returns go up. The thing that also leads it is financial conditions. This is a mixture between the dollar, rates, and commodities. And financial conditions have been going up, which is meaning for us easing. And that means ISM, it leads ISM by 9 months. ISM is going to go higher sharply. Financial conditions, because of the dollar's starting to break down again. That will lead financial conditions to the next leg.
Pal stresses this pattern is normal and necessary to flush out weak hands and reset leverage. He highlights Bitcoin's high correlation to global liquidity, which remains supportive, even during temporary liquidity air pockets. He believes the market is setting up for another strong leg higher. Similarly, Bitwise CIO Matt Haugen supports this view, pointing to a dip-then-rip pattern, where sharp pullbacks are typically followed by massive rallies, up to 190% gains historically. Both argue that patience, not panic, is key. The banana zone is alive, just misunderstood. As the momentum in the crypto market is building and institutions are positioning themselves, Raoul Pal says everything is about to change. He says the next phase of the crypto cycle is critical, and he's stacking big bets in his portfolio right now. With the next bull market, and with crypto and technology being the biggest investments this year, Raoul Pal says that he's remaining bullish on digital assets after significantly increasing his position size during the last bear market. The former Goldman Sachs executive gives a portfolio update on which crypto assets have the biggest upside in the coming months. He says we're about to see massive capital pouring into the crypto space. With major pension funds and institutional investors on board for the coming cycle, Raoul Pal predicts that crypto is on track to be a $10 trillion digital asset class. Pal says that this cycle will separate itself from its predecessors, as devalued fiat currencies will push more adoption into the crypto market and bring in more capital than we've ever seen before. Bitcoin is one that is headed for an unprecedented price milestone, and Raoul foresees a financial tidal wave that will catapult cryptocurrency to new highs. Raoul Pal says the crypto world is on the brink of something massive, a seismic shift for Bitcoin and crypto in what he calls the banana zone. As the momentum is building, and the institutions are quietly positioning themselves, Raoul says everything is about to change. He recently shared his take on the current economic uncertainty, with tariffs and recession fears creating market volatility, that a major market rally is on the horizon. And that's where Bitcoin comes in. Bitcoin has been trading more like a risk asset lately, meaning if the market recovers, Bitcoin is expected to surge alongside it. But the uncertainty is key here. If the market remains stuck in limbo, Bitcoin could face short-term pressure. So we could see a sharp recovery in the next week. The bottom line, Bitcoin's next big move depends on how this plays out.